Over the next couple of videos, we're going to dive into using JustCall for your sales calls. So in this video, I'm going to go over the interface and where all your settings are. So the first thing you'll need to know is how to get to the site, and it is justcall.io. When you go there, you can log in with the credentials that you have. Once you get in there, you'll be faced with a dashboard very similar to what I'm showing you here on the screen. Important to know that on the top right-hand side, you'll have the icon here that looks like a silhouette. That is where you can adjust any of your settings in here. Your settings, your notification center, your working hours. And the reason for the working hours would be when we get to the point where you could take inbound calls, there's no point for it to ring and ring and ring if you're not working. So it would just go straight to voicemail. So if you went in there, you would go in here and you say custom hours, and you can set your hours in which you work. Now, this is great if you have set hours. However, if you want to kind of lock down the incoming calls to a certain time period, you can go ahead and do that. And you can go in here and add multiple time slots if you need to take some time between the two where you wouldn't want incoming calls coming in. This does not impact your ability to make any outbound calls. This is only for incoming calls that are there. If you check out your settings, in here, you're going to get another sub-menu. This is where you can go in and you can actually change the details on your account, set up two-factor authentication, change your password, change the way that your dialer looks when you go there. So the notes and ratings screen, have those on, play the connecting sounds. A lot of these settings you would just keep in place, so you don't need to do anything with those. And then receive incoming calls. This is important. So there are 3 different ways in which calls can come in. One is through the Chrome extension, which I'm going to show you shortly. Next is the desktop app, which is downloadable. So pull it up. It just looks like this. Just looks like a dialer. And then the web dialer, which that is when you click this button up here. It opens another tab, and then you have the dialer as a web version. So there's a lot of ways in which the calls can happen. If there's one that you prefer, then down here in your settings for receiving incoming calls, you can go ahead and turn those off or turn them on, depending upon that. So in this case right now, all 3 will ring for an incoming call. As you go through the list, basically this menu is just a massive scroll that's here. And then your voicemail drops. So these are those pre-recorded voicemails that you can actually upload and then leave within a call. I'm going to show you in a later video how to actually do that. Okay, so I'm going to give you the link to our vocal video where we can go ahead and you can go to the website and record, or if you have the ability to record an MP3 file on your own, you can go ahead and manage that yourself. Now, you may be seeing some things on my screen or some options on my screen that you don't have. That is because I'm the account owner in here at this time. Once we have you guys up and running, we'll be switching my account to Brittany's account as the account owner, and then I'll be deleting my account because I'm no longer needed. On the top right-hand side, you got a drop down here. This is for available and unavailable. Unavailable means that you can still make your outbound calls. It just means that if somebody is to call you, it'll automatically go to voicemail and it won't ring through or interrupt what you're doing. Moving across the top, you've got this icon right here with these 3 squares and the plus sign. This is where you start to download the apps to your computer. Now, each of you have already gone ahead and done that, but if for some reason you change a device or you go to a new device and you need to get those applications, you can go ahead and get them here as well. There is an iOS and an Android app. Just look in the App Store for that. Just look up JustCall, and those apps are there, so you can make and receive calls from your phone with your number. Okay, so just coming back to the dashboard, you should see some metrics about your calls that you've made here. Now, we've just been testing a few things, so there's not a lot going on here. I did a lot of test calls, as you see, so you can kind of see how things are working here, and you can go through and take a look at those metrics. Now, let's go into looking at what you need to do or how you know that your application is running so that you can make outbound calls using Keep. Once you have your JustCall Chrome extension, I couldn't remember the name here. At any point wherever you are, you don't even need to be in JustCall. So I can close this out here, and I can simply click on this, and I can see. So I can turn my availability on or off. Now I don't think I have a number, so I don't know why it's not working for me. I don't have an actual account that's active at the moment for making calls. So you can turn that on. You can open the dashboard or open the dialer. So I'm going to open the dialer, and it pops up just like that. Okay. Now I am sharing Brittany's number for the sake of this demo. And the reason I'm unavailable is because I'm not in the schedule that's there. Because I don't own a phone number. So when you click on this, you'll also see any recent calls that you see here, and you can actually call the person back or text the person back. When you go into your Keep records, how you know this is actually working is if you look up a contact record. I'll look up myself. You will see these two little icons next to the phone number, okay? That is how you know that the plugin is actually being recognized by Keep. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to finish this video, and then we're going to hop in actually making calls using the dialer, using the text message, and show you how that all works. Okay, now let's look at the mobile experience. So here I am, I'm on an Apple device. You can have the same thing with the Google Play Store, but you're gonna look up this app right here, the JustCall Cloud Phone, and I'm just gonna download that and install that app right now to my device, and we'll go through the setup together. So one of the benefits of having this on your phone is that you're not needing to be locked to your computer. So you know, if you're away from your computer but you still need to make or receive calls, you can go ahead and use the app. So I'm going to go ahead here. Hopefully it's going to, I don't know if my LastPass is going to pick it up. Not sure if it is, but clinic.com. And it might not. Oh, passwords. Here we go. LastPass. JustCall. All right, so there's mine right there. Log in. Okay, so pretty straightforward. This is pretty much a replica of the dialer that you see on your computer. So you got your dialer on the bottom. You can put in a number. You can look up contacts. This is linking from your Keep integration, so you can look up anyone within the system. So I can look up myself. Now, when you first integrate it, here's the thing to know is it'll sync 100 contacts every 5 minutes. So when you first make your Infusionsoft /Keep connection, you're not going to have the full database. It's going to take an hour or so to pull in all the contacts that are in there. But in most cases, you will be making your calls from your Keep application, clicking the button that's there. So you can click on that and you can see the names and numbers there. You can say send text or call. So you have those options. The team, this will show you the other team members if they're online or available. So you can actually call them if you need to. And the phone book would actually look at your actual main phone book that's on the system. Under recents, this is looking at calls that you have already made within the system. Messages, this would be any incoming or outgoing messages that are in there that you can choose from. So these here are your the inboxes for each of the numbers that are there. So you'll be able to see, or I can see, I think because I'm the account number or the account owner, I can see everyone's account. Under more, in here you can do your availability, and then you can say call using the default JustCall number, and that is, if you turn that off, it'll just call from, it'll call from your number, sorry. So you want to have that turned on. So from the very basics of this is pretty straightforward in here. Now I see the number in here is my cell phone number. That is not the number it's going to call from. That is the number you set up to get your two-factor authentication that's in there. So pretty straightforward how you use that, just like using a phone. If you're sending a text message, you can click on the little edit button. Actually, hold on. Let's go and look up my number here, and then we can go text. And then you can say select the option. So which number am I calling or texting from? I'm going to use Brittany here. So the icons across the bottom, the one that looks like a little bookmark, that is going to be your saved replies. So you can go in here and say, okay, I want to do the OAC purchase link 20% off coupon. It'll put the text in there, and then you can go ahead and either adjust it or click send and send it over. Attachments that are here, this will allow you to upload any media that you have. So you'll choose from your computer or your phone. And then the clock here is allowing you to schedule the text to go out at a set time in the future. So that is how you use the mobile app. Now let's just stop this sharing here, and we'll come back to the computer. So within the application here, very much similar to what you see in the app, when you bring up a contact record, you've got the two icons here. If you click on one or the other, it's still going to bring up the dialer. If there was a message with this contact in the past, it'll bring up that history here. So you can actually go ahead and communicate with them. Same type of thing that you saw on the phone. Here's your saved replies. And these are ones that I've already added in. Now, what you need to know is these are specific to the phone number. So that being said, I will put in these 4 messages for each of the accounts, or I can have you put them in. I just need access to log into your account. But if you don't see them in there, they'll need to be added. But you, as a sales rep, have the ability to go and add your own. So you can add in a new reply at the top here, give it a title. This is only for your own labeling purposes. And then you can go ahead and put in that contact or that context and text information in there and hit save. So what I recommend with that is use this as a kind of a starting point for very common things that you would be creating and putting out there. For sending later, you can go ahead and just pick the date range. So let's just say, I'm talking to somebody now and I know I'm going to be busy, but I want to send them a text message in the morning. So I can go, okay, pick here for Thursday, and I'm going to go ahead and pick, let's just say like 8:15 a.m. and click apply. And then we'll go in here and we could click send, and it would send it out, right? So click that. Perfect. So I didn't actually have the text created. And then the media, same type of thing, upload the file. You've got the ability to put in emojis here if you want to be cute and kind of personalize your text messaging. Now, let's go ahead and look at what it would mean to make a call. So we're going to go ahead and click the call button here, which is the phone number. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to pull the number that you clicked on it in front of and bring it into the dialer. Now, if you're in here and you're like, oh, I clicked on the wrong one, I want to send a text, you can just simply click this. It's just going to flip you over to the messaging side, and you can do that, or vice versa. You can go back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly dial out my number here, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually answer the call and then mute it, because I want to show you some of the features that are in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. Now, when I do this, I'm also going to show you where the button for the canned voicemail is. So, and we'll do that. I'll do a sample voicemail after I do this main call. Okay. So I'm going to click this. It's going to start to dial almost immediately. Okay. So when it's coming through, you got options to mute, hold, transfer, or keypad. I'm just going to answer this. I'm just going to mute my phone there. Okay. While that's coming up here, there's an icon on the top right-hand side that allows you to click on this and actually take notes during the call. These notes are the ones that will also transcribe over to the keep record after you're done. Okay. And you can actually sample note. And if you wanted to X that out, you can. You click this again, it stays there, so it's all accurate. Once you're done, you can go ahead and hang up. This was the one to inject the voicemail. And once I get a voicemail uploaded in the next video, I'm going to show you how to manage and do that. So I'm going to stop the call, meaning I hung up, everything's done. And now what you see here is this is pulled in those notes, right, that you made during the call. But then you can choose the outcome. Now, with the outcomes, you can only choose one of them. And in this case, they all make sense. They should only be one. So let's go through what these would be. Number one, not interested. This is somebody you get on the phone and they're just not interested in what we're trying to sell them. They're basically like, hey, I'm not interested. Take me off the list. Whatever the case is, right? You would choose that one. No answer means that it just rang and rang and rang. There was no voicemail, there was nothing, right? Or it even disconnected at the end of the call. That would be a no answer. If you left a voicemail, so whether you actually did it live or you use the impromptu one where you inject the voicemail, that is what you're going to choose for that. Thinking about it, you get somebody on the phone and they're like, hey, this sounds interesting. Hey, let's call me back next week or whatever, or I'd like more information. They're on the fence. They're not a yes, but they're somewhat interested. They're thinking about it. Wrong number, pretty straightforward what that is. Now, you get somebody on the phone and you make a sale. So you sell them an online acne consult, a blemish serum, an anti-aging wrinkle filler, skin clarity, the nano bundle, the skin clarity / blemish bundle, or our future 1-month coaching. You would choose one of these. One of these are not needed because if you sold one of these, you've obviously talked to them on the call. So I'm just going to choose thinking about it from the list. Now, down below is maybe you wanted to send them a text message. So they were thinking about it. They said, hey, this is great. I'd love to, do one of those online consults, but I'm driving at the moment. Could you send me some information or, a link to purchase it? Hey, no problem. What I'll do is I'll send you a text message as soon as we're off the call, and you'll have a link and a coupon code for 20% off because you're an awesome person. So that's what I want to do for you. So you end the call and you're like, okay, I'm going to send the text message. I'm going to click on this, come over here. I'm going to load my save reply. I'm going to say, here's the link, hit send. Once I hit send, I just come back to here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule a follow-up call because they haven't taken the action yet, but I know that I'm sending them a text. I want to follow up in 2 days and see where they're at. So I'm going to say schedule follow-up call, and I'm going to schedule it. Let's say, so today's Wednesday. I'm going to call them on Friday. I'm going to say at 9 a.m. I want to do that. I'll actually do 9:15 here. And I'm going to say sent promo code. They were driving, calling back. When you're making the notes, these are extremely important to keep yourself organized so that when the task comes up and you're calling back, you have the context of what you already talked to them about. So when you get them back on the phone, you can reference that and it's a better experience all around. So we're going to say schedule callback. And what that did is it actually creates a task for you on their contact record on that date and time that'll pop up, and you'll be able to then do those and then go ahead and call them back. So once we're done, we're going to click save, and that has logged that call. You don't need to fill out any Infusionsoft form at all. That is all based off the tags getting applied and everything. And then you just move on to your next call. So easy peasy, just like that. Okay. If you had a number you need to type in, you can go ahead and type it in there as well. So that is how you do that. Now, one thing to notice is if you're using the opportunities module as a sales rep here, so I'm just going to go in here and just going to pull up all the opportunities. Even though there's numbers here, the plugin doesn't recognize the number here. So you're not going to see those icons there. Doesn't mean it's not working. You're just not going to see them there. One way around this, and the way that I would do this, is I would keep my list of calls I'm going to make open. And I'm just going to right click on the name and open in a new tab because that's going to be the active one I'm working on. And then when I come in here, over here under the contact information, then you get those icons. And then you can make those calls, do what you need to do. Once you're done, you can just close that out and then move over to the next one in the list. Right click, open new tab, rinse and repeat. Pretty straightforward as you go. So what I'm going to do now in the next video is I'm going to show you how to record a voicemail message and how to upload it to your account and then actually leave a dropped voicemail with a prospect. Okay, so now it comes to doing voicemails. You have two different types of voicemails that we're going to be doing, incoming or outgoing voicemails. For both of these, I recommend that you record using a site like this. If you got the ability on your computer to make MP3 files, then by all means do that, or an app, or whatever the case is. But if you don't, this website right here, which is also linked with this video recording, is a great free tool for you to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here, you're going to say start recording. It may ask you to allow your microphone to have access to the site. That is okay. Make sure that your default microphone is the one in which you have the best audio quality. So if you have a headset, make sure it's that and not the microphone on your computer. You're going to want to choose just the microphone and you're going to click start recording. It'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then it'll allow you to record. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and hit start recording. Hi, you've reached Sean from Natural Acne Clinic. Sorry I missed your call. I was on the other line speaking with another client. Please leave a message after the tone and I will return your call as soon as I'm available. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you. Okay, so as simple as that, I made a voicemail message. So you can hit play and listen to it back. Hi, you've reached Sean from Natural Acne Clinics. Okay, once you do that, you're going to click save and it's going to download the MP3 to your computer. Now it's time to hop into JustCall and upload that message. Now, the benefit of having the Chrome plugin is that you don't need to go and look up the address and then log in. Simply click on it in the top right corner and click Open Dashboard. Bob's your uncle. Boom, here you are. Now, in here, I'm going to show you the two different places where you'll put the different voicemails. The first one is going to be your incoming voicemail. That is the one in which somebody calls you and you're not available and they have to leave you a message. That is managed on the left-hand side under phone numbers. When you click on that, you may just see your phone number. That's okay. I'm going to click on Brittany here and I'm going to go into that message. Now, as I go through here, I'm going to click on Custom Greetings, and that's going to take me down to this section right here. Now, there are some different options in here. The two in which you will actually be setting up are voicemail message and voicemail after business hours. In one of the previous videos, I told you about setting your business hours that are in there. What I recommend is just bookend it from the times that you are in and out so that if somebody gets or calls you in the time you're not actually there, then they will get the after hours message. So you can have two different versions. It's as simple as clicking add a new message. It's going to pop up. You're not going to use the text to speech option. You're going to click on upload custom message like this. You're going to select the file, which is right there. It's going to upload and you hit upload. And there we go. Now the voicemail is uploaded. Now you can at any point come in here and click edit. And upload another message, another voicemail in there. If you want to just clear it out, you can click reset here. And it's actually going to say, you want to remove the voicemail message from this number? Yes, I'm going to remove it from that number because this is Brittany's number. This is not mine, so it doesn't make sense for her to have my voicemail on there. Now, when it comes to the outgoing voicemails, these are what we call the voicemail drops. This is when you call somebody and you get their voicemail. You don't have to sit around and wait for the beep and actually record a message. You can have a bunch of pre-recorded ones that you can use. To get to that, you're going to click on the top right-hand side where your icon is, and you're going to go to Settings. From there, you're going to go to the left-hand side. You can either scroll all the way down, or you can click on the voicemail drop function, and it's going to take you down to this section right here. We can go ahead and upload the audio. Now, it's going to ask you for a name. This is where I recommend that you choose a naming convention that makes sense for you, because when you do a voicemail drop, you're going to click on a button and it's going to pop up a list of the voicemails, and these are the names that you're going to see. So if you have a basic one for voicemail, I'm going to use something like VM, basic callback. If you want, you don't even need to have the VM there, but just make sure that you name it in something that you're going to know. We're going to click continue, and we're going to click upload, and I'm going to choose one of those that are there. Okay. Now, the one I just recorded is not an outgoing one. It was meant for the incoming, but for the sake of this demonstration, that's what we're going to do. And you can have as many as you want as you see here in the list. If you need to delete them, you're going to click the X, it's going to delete, then you can upload a new one. So let's go ahead and make a call. I'm going to call myself, and we're going to do a voicemail drop once the voicemail kicks in. So we're going to click on dialer here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the voicemail drop. I'm going to go ahead and call myself. And then I'm going to force it into the voicemail. So it's going to call, it's going to ring. I'm going to force the voicemail recording. Now the key is you need to wait for the beep to happen, okay? So I'm going to pop it up.
Please record your message. When finished,
when it beeps, I press play.
Press pound for more options. To leave a callback number that you can be reached at, press 1. Please leave your message after the tone. Press pound when complete.
There. Oh, you would have chose just left voicemail from the list. But that is how you leave a voicemail drop.